guys are still there. Mm-mm. What happened last night, boy? What happened last night, boy? What happened last night, boy? Mm. 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 Hey. Seemed like it's some tears shit at the watershed. But you know what? Hey, sometimes people gotta get it out. They gotta get it out. You know. Now, me personally, uh, even though I went through what I went through, not really too much judging. It is what it is. But I feel like sometimes when two people may come, may have a relationship when it comes to that, friendly shit. Well, it don't even have to be friendly, but they are close. I think sometimes you have to, hey, take it offline. Take it offline and all with that. Take it offline. Hey, hey, verbal assassin. I'm trying to keep it cute and on mute. Yes, indeed. I'm trying my best because it couldn't have been me if I was an older woman, boy. Ooh, baby. Oh, I'm saying too much as it is. But at the same time, if I was young like that too, I would probably react in certain ways too, like that. But not too harshly. But I ain't gonna lie. You've been around a long time, Deanna. So therefore, you done seen the growth a little bit in me. So therefore, shit. Look, how I used to be a couple of years ago. I ain't the same, but I think I would say I think I'm kind of semi still a little bit kind of like I am. I'm still a little bit on like I am. Hmm. Yes, indeed. But sometimes when you get to certain moments like that when it comes to crying, since it's out there, so we gotta talk about it. I think it is just best just take it on offline. Take it on offline. And look, I know people would say you would be the one to talk. Oh my goodness, just imagine. I'm be hearing that in the comments. How can you tell somebody else about what you about their business and you still doing what? Well, was but not now. Yeah, yeah. Look, y'all know how folks can be. Hmm. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I know how folks can be. But I ain't worried about that though, because at the end of the day, shit. Hey, things happen, and when you know that you have to get out of something, you gotta leave. You gotta leave. You gotta leave. No matter how hard it may seem, it may seem like sometimes you want to stay. And try to do the same thing, look the same patterns, the same things, over and over again, and you're not seeing anything changing. So you got to make that move. You got to make that move, and that's important for anybody out there. Even the ones you guys in the future, after I'm long gone, I'll be long gone, So therefore, I don't know how long YouTube is going to be up, but at the same time, this is for you guys too. Even though you guys are not born right now, but I want you guys to know this too. I'm saying, hey, watch out, be mindful, be very, very mindful on who you meet. Shit, hey, stay on all 10 toes. Stay on all 10 toes. That's all you got to do. Pay attention. That's all you got to do. Pay attention. Okay? And abide by the law of the land. Like, come on now. Please. Don't think, look, a lot of times you have a lot of young, a lot of young, a lot of young folks out there, which is, some of my peers, I don't hang with them. I hang with older people, I like, people that's around like maybe late 30s, early 40s, maybe a little 50 here and there, what I'm saying? I like that type of crowd. I don't too much, I can party, I can party with, with my crowd, but I prefer not, cause shit, I want to have a good ass time, what I'm saying? I ain't trying to go home. Oh my goodness, who is calling? Oh, Okay, I made it, you guys. What's up, Chanel B? What's up, Delta? How you doing? You know, you guys, look, Sunday is my birthday, you guys. So therefore, I am turning 33 years old. I'm getting up there, even though I'm still young, though. Look, I ain't finna be acting old, baby. I'm finna be acting my age, shit. Fuck all the other shit. Mm-mm. You know, you got people out there right now, 20s and, well, I would say late 20s, early 30s and 40s. Well, no, I say early 30s and and really late 30s. Be acting a little bit older than what they are. Now, I can understand the ones that I can understand the ones that is out there going to work. I can understand that. But for the ones that ain't really for the ones that's not really that's really not doing too much with their bodies, mm, no excuses. You don't have no excuses. Mm, get your ass up and work. Okay. A lot of those preteens or well, I would say those young adults. They young adults. They'll have to look. They'll just have to learn, just like how we all learn. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. Even though I know how to drive, I don't. I'm still on the fence about that. But I'm gonna try my best to get behind the motherfucking wheel one of these days. Hopefully, hopefully. And you guys, I gotta be outside for the 4th of July. I don't want to be outside for the 4th of July. I feel like shit, hell, because it's look, it's an issue in one of the houses that I'm going to. It's like, man, hey, who we? It's like a little AC unit in the window. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh hell no. Shit, man. And do you think I want to be around that? Hell no. I want to be in some cool air. Look, I know how it's like not to go without, well, really to go without, really honestly, I do. Like not to have your air. Oh my goodness. Look, I promise you, I felt so weak. I was like, man, am I really this spoiled? Honestly, I did feel like that. Like, damn, am I really this spoiled? Because I've been, look, I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a little spoiled, you guys. So therefore, when I talk the way I talk, that's why I am the way I am. Because shit, sometimes I just been mm, spoiled. I ain't gonna say care to, but I'm a little spoiled. I'm a little spoiled, a little bright at times, but at the same time, I'm still a young black man. I ain't gonna sell myself for no short change, not at all. Not at all. Like who in the fuck want to do that shit? Not me. Mm-mm. Cause I ain't gonna lie to you. When you run into one of them, you run into all of them. Honestly, you do. Look, it's up to the person that you're dealing with that will show you certain things and sides. That's why I'm not look on my end. Look over here on my end, man. I tell you, I ain't so quick to run out there and try to find this and try to find that. No, I'm good on that. I already have my experience with that, so I know how the streets play. Honestly, I do, and I'm sure you guys in the chats, know the same damn thing. This is nothing new. But for the ones, but the reason why I'm saying this because it's true fact, and it's for the ones that may be a little bit off and may not know. So therefore, I feel like I gotta spread the word. We gotta spread the word. Most definitely, we got to. I don't mind spreading the motherfucking word. Shit, hell, hopefully you take heed, because just like shit in my 20s, you guys a couple of years ago, my ass, I was shocked that this happened to me though. I was like, I promise you guys, I was like getting corrected and look recommended. Like, damn, what the fuck? I'm grown now, and I got these older people, the elders, the matriarchs of the family. They are talking to me like I'm a child. Like, man, but you know what? I understand where they was coming from because at the same time, they are older. But at the same time, when you are, in that space and you're at that age, you're like, damn, why do I have to get this type of, teaching? Like, damn, what the fuck? That's how I feel at the time. It didn't hang on. That's how I feel at certain times. I did. Because I feel like, a lot of times when you have a family house, saying, well, how can I say this? When you have people coming over to a certain household that everybody knows and shit, you're gonna have, different vibes and shit like that. And so therefore, you're gonna get some recommended, about whoever messed up in that motherfucker. They're gonna ask you some questions, what I'm saying? That's why, I ain't gonna lie, any type of picnic or any outing for me, baby, I have already I have already memorized what I'm gonna say to you. So you can get the fuck out of my motherfucking face. Cause I don't want to talk to you. And I don't want to be like that. But sometimes I don't want to be talking so much. Yeah, hell. Look. How they ask you how you doing? I'm working. Yeah, I'm doing good. Doing good. Yeah. How about yourself? You doing the same thing? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes it has to go off like that. It does. It does. But at the same time, I don't want everybody in my business. Like, yeah, I'm doing the same thing. Look, I'm doing the same thing that you're doing. It maybe not be. Look, it may not be on top of the table, but it may be under the table. I'm just saying. It's what it is. Shit. And I'm not ashamed about it. Shit. Look, it's been plenty of jobs. Boy, look, I done been a party planner. Well, I done help somebody with being a party planner, a party planner. Um, shit, somebody with landscaping. Shit, a moving company. Oh my goodness, what else? What else? What else? Man, it was some other things. I think that's about it. But that all I would say all those things didn't happen at once. It was just at a different time. Different time, space in my life. That shit was different. I ain't gonna lie to you. Times where I was complaining and shit. What I'm saying? I even did that shit. Because now that shit no more. That shit. It's gone. So you may get a call, you may not. But at the same time, that ain't gonna stop me from what I gotta do. Cause I ain't gonna lie to you, baby. I'm ready to step out on faith. Okay. Cause baby, what happened a couple of years ago, it just ain't cutting right now. It ain't hitting on the goddamn thing. So therefore, you have to go. You kind of have to think. Think outside the box. You have to think outside the box. So therefore, shit, make a move, make a change if you want better in your life, and then really more money in your life. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all this YouTube bullshit. Let's get to the money. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Sam can take anything well look, he can take whatever he may need, even though he don't need it. He don't need it at all. He don't need it. He got enough already. But when it comes to you as a citizen, myself included, we gotta do what we gotta do. We got to. And it may be scary. And I ain't gonna lie to you, when I look when I start getting those calls, because I'm ready. I'm ready. I don't mind getting off of something to better myself. Because really at the same time, some folks get comfortable with getting whatever they may be getting. That ain't me. I ain't comfortable with the same really the same dynamics of it all when it comes to this. Really, I would say they really kind of like handouts, but it is what it is. They are there really to help anybody out there. But I don't want to depend. I don't want to. I don't really really want to depend on that at all. At all. At some point, you just got to switch up. He said, Castro, honestly, you say you, oh, hold on. He said, Castro, honestly, you put YouTube YouTube in your business. Tommy did not know any of these people. That means Wash really, let me, that man was really in love with you. Well, you know what you guys are saying to me, I think is bullshit. I didn't ask for that, so therefore I would look. I would just say some little I have having a drink, and that happens sometimes. But I would just say you guys, hey, we can disagree. Look, you guys, honestly, you can get out of here. I don't need you here. He said that man was really in love with you. Well, you know what? I ain't talking about that. So why are you coming to my chat with that? So therefore, you can exit to the left or really get blocked out for good. Chanel B, you can go. And the other one. What's the other one name? What's her name? Well, she can get up on out of here too. I don't see her no more. I think she may have left. Them threw me off. Damn. Can't believe that. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? But I ain't worried about, you coming down here and saying this and saying that. It is what it is. I ain't worried about no. I am not worried about anything that you may be talking about. Continue to type and do whatever you need to look. Do whatever you need to do for yourself, because I don't have to respond to it. And I ain't gonna look. And I'll be damned if I let you get look. If I let my phone get hot because of you, that's why I gotta shift it. I just got it today. I just got it today. I just got it today. Thank goodness. Well, you know what? Why are you worrying about somebody else's business? How about look? How about worry about your business? Look, what are you making up with? I'm sure. Look, you got a nigga next. Look, do you got a nigga laying next to you right now, or you don't? Or do you got some toys next to the on the side of you, or really underneath the pillow, but yet the mattress or the bed? It's or really, but yet the dresser, or I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Because you think get the fuck up on out of here. Because I ain't trying. Look, I ain't. Look. I don't know where you. I don't know where the hell you came from. But I ain't trying to talk to you, baby. I'm not. You gotta go, baby. You gotta go. I'm sorry to tell you. You gotta go. You gotta go. Unwanted. Thank goodness. Hopefully she's gone. Oh, she's still there. But you know what, you guys, this is my birthday weekend, so therefore I'm getting fucked up. Even though I am kind of a little bit mad because I have to go do some work on, in the 4th of July. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't sign up for that shit. Like, why in the fuck do I have to do some work on the 4th of July? Hell, y'all want to cook, y'all do the shit. But you know what? It's older folks, so therefore, they be like, oh, I want to have my holiday. Oh my goodness, I be so tired of that. I be so tired of that shit. You have a man. Well, I didn't ask. I didn't ask anything about your man. So you can keep him up. You got him. That's your nigga. That's your nigga. So yeah, I don't know why you. I don't mean who. Look, who asked? Look, can I ask a question? Who asked? What's your name again? Chanel B for a man in the chat, or look like who asked? Chanel, do you got a man? I didn't ask that. Chanel, can you keep a nigga? I didn't ask that. Chanel, Chanel, where is the nigga at? Where he at? I'm just asking, where he at? Damn. You had 3 options. I gave you 3 options on purpose. Chanel, where he at? Chanel, can you keep a nigga? Chanel, where he at? See now, hopefully you understand what I'm saying to you. Hopefully you would. Look, you guys, I'll be right back. I gotta go on mute. I'll be right back. You guys. Hey, are you back? Are we back on Cannonball? Really, aka John. Look. If I was Beyonce on that night when that fake car
was tilting over, I'd be like, Tina, no. I'd be like, Blue, where you at? Where you at? Go get Tina. Go get Tina. Jay, I'm in love with you. You set me free. I can't do these things. Call life without you here with me. Look, I would have been hooping and hollering. Oh my goodness. I would have been like, Illuminati, 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 Illuminati. Spirit, mind and soul and body. Oh, I'm just saying, it's the truth. That's how they be. That's how they be. Illuminati, 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 Illuminati. Trying to take up on look. They trying to get her. Look, the gold possession. It's the truth. It's the truth. But I ain't gonna lie. I love watching expensive concerts from home. Because you know why? I ain't finna pay for that shit. Hell no. No, baby. You got some talent, but hey, look, that money can go on something else. I ain't gonna lie to you. It can on some groceries, some gas, on a good old trip. Okay. Look, I'm just saying. Who has, well, they may have been cheap. I have heard about about the prices, but I'm not going to be paying that. I'm good on that. I'll see it from the internet. You know what, better yet, I'll wait a year or two later when they release it on DVD, and then I'll watch it. So I can get the experience. You hear me very well, so I can get the experience. I'm trying to get the experience for the night. So I can say, I was at Beyonce concert when she was alive. I'm just saying. It's the truth. Y'all I ain't putting that shit on you. It's the truth. It is the truth. Yes, indeed. It is the truth. But you guys, I ain't gonna lie to you. One of my friends had me fucked up the other day. Getting at me kind of sideways. Talking about they didn't want to hear what I was saying. That shit had me kind of fucked up. Like, are you kidding me? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me? Bitch, please. I told you how I felt. You thought I was going to be pussy and not say how I feel? Bitch, please. You got the wrong John. Okay? Fuck the Castro Cannon bullshit and all that persona shit. Baby, eventually you guys, you're going to be seeing who the hell I'm truly are. And I am not a mean person, but at the same time, I don't fuck with a lot of people. I don't. That's just me, that's just me. Oh, you good. Yes, indeed. I don't fuck with a lot of folks, I don't. I just do me and shit. Yeah. Look, take me at face value, shit. If you fuck with me, you fuck with me. If you don't, hey, shit, I ain't got nothing for you. Shit, I ain't finna kiss your ass. I ain't finna be begging and pleading and be around you so I can be a kiss ass. Are you kidding me? Shit, look. Are you kidding me? Shit, fuck that shit, baby. Are you kidding me? Shit, I ain't finna do none of that shit. Look. That's not how I am. That's not how I'm built, baby. Hey, look. If you got an issue with me, baby, you got an issue with me. But at the same time, you won't put your hands on me. Hey, you won't put your hands on me. Ain't nobody gonna put their hands on me. Look, I ain't gonna lie to you. Even though I had went through a little something, but you know what I'm saying, for these other stragglers out here in the world, I don't walk in fear. Even though I be protected and mindful and shit, I look around my surroundings, but I don't live my life in fear at all. Because if you touch me, you touch me. We gonna dance, baby. We gonna dance the whole night through. We gonna dance. I ain't gonna lie to you, baby. I don't walk around with weapons, but you know what? One of these days, baby. One of these days, I may have to give you one, baby. Just in case. Shit. I go through life right now. Shit, I ain't worried about shit right now. I ain't. Even though I know, even though I know, I'm far from not. I am so far from being naive, but I'm aware of what's going on around. What's going on around me. So and my surroundings. So therefore, I'm good. A1. But it's these new ones out here. They may not know how it is. They may think some of these motherfuckers may have that same mindset as they did maybe 10 and 15 years ago. Oh my goodness! Look, time has changed. It's time for you to grow up. It's time for you to grow up. You are not in high school anymore. Grow up. And when I say that, I'm saying it for some of my peers. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them motherfuckers be still living in a fantasy. Get out of your motherfucking fairy tale and get into reality. Okay, and get out of your reality. I'm just saying. But you guys, it's time for me to get up on out of here. It's been real. And look, I had a nice time. I really look. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm hungry as hell. I'm hungry. So therefore, it's time for me to eat. It's time for me to eat. And hopefully, I won't have to resort to a burger and a fry because that ain't shit. We all know that. A burger and a fry ain't shit. Like that look like that's really something. I'm just saying. But yes, indeed. You guys enjoy the rest of y'all day, and I'll talk with you guys later on. Peace, you guys.